All right, we're back, and now we're going to talk about music. And you know what's interesting about music is we've all kind of, by proxy, played music together.
Yeah, somewhat.
Yeah, not you two.
No. Yeah.
But I've played music with this guy, and I've played music with this guy in bands. Bands, not very good band. Well, but one of them was
in our mind.
One of them was good.
I think one of them was
one
good.
of them was
I
good.
won't talk too much about the other because I am out of ignorance.
No, hey.
Leave Tom out of it.
You see that? It happened again. Steve made it funny. You're on a roll tonight.
Yeah, I'm feeling good, baby. There's a reason for that. You'll get in sports.
Anyway,
it's not sports. Save that shit for me.
Yeah, enhance your calm. Okay. So, I'm a guitar player. He was my singer. He was my bass player in another band. Backup singer as well. Everybody always fancies themselves a fucking singer. You want to know a funny story, actually?
Yeah.
Real quick, funny story. I don't want to get off on too much of a tangent here. So, the New Year's party I went to up at my buddy's ranch. Yeah. It wasn't really a party. It was like, just me and my couple of my close friends. But we actually busted out a karaoke machine. Guess who sang his ass off in karaoke? This guy.
What?
This guy.
This guy.
This guy
probably
wouldn't want to be there.
This guy.
I'm sorry for everybody that was there.
Oh, they liked it. Trust me.
Yeah.
You can be a naysayer.
Were you pretty hoarse the next night?
Oh, no. Only when I did the screaming song. So, the regular karaoke, no, right? But then, after everybody went to bed, me and my good buddy, Nate, who you guys have never seen, he'll probably never be on this show because it's too much for Flake. But anyway, we got into like In Flames and shit like that. And then so I decided to be brave and sing some of that stuff. And yeah, the screaming just destroys me. No, I can't do that.
Yeah,
it's hard to
it's
do
an art.
It is hard to do right.
But so anyway,
practice.
Other stuff I sing. I'm not even gonna list all the songs that I sing because there's too many.
Damn, dude.
But
party on.
This guy. Anyway,
I like me some karaoke. It's fun.
Yes, they do. The singers.
Oh, karaoke's fun. Yes.
Yep. So, Rick, why don't you tell us about what kind of music you're into? Because I think it's pretty well documented what kind of shit we like. So,
I like a lot of mostly metal. First thing says somebody asked me, "What do you like?" I like metal, rock. Though I mean it streams, moves a little out from there. I like some hard rock and rock. I also like some punk, skate punk, I guess you could call it, as far as the era of punk, since there's definitely different eras. It's mostly that. I certainly don't fuck with no country. That's mostly the rock, metal, metalcore. Though that has a bad connotation. There's like a lot of people have issues with the name of that. But
you know what? If you like metal, you came to the right channel here.
I am definitely a metalhead.
Can you give us
sure
some bands like?
I mean, some of my top favorites, especially growing up, the big four. Metallica, like when I was a kid learning to play guitar and bass and stuff, like there was Metallica up here, like that was the fucking band of all existence, and then every other band was below that, and that lasted for a while, and then stuff happened and other bands are good too now, but like that was the band growing up. But Pantera quickly got in there. Some of my favorites, Anthrax, Slayer, definitely some of my favorites, though there's some other bands. Alice in Chains is a big favorite of mine.
Yeah, you're a big Alice in Chains.
I am a big fan of Alice in Chains. Yeah,
he tries to sing like them all the
time. That has happened. Yeah, with varying success.
It's hard to do.
Yeah.
Fun side note: karaoke.
Yeah.
I sang Nutshell twice.
Oh shit!
Twice. Nice.
Duet actually.
Yeah.
So good stuff.
Anyway.
Right on.
So yeah, that's kind of where I go.
Awesome. So now we're going to talk about all the bands that Steve and I like. No.
All the bands.
All 180. All right. Well,
we do have top 5 lists for you, though.
We're going to do
so
top 5.
What are we doing this time, dude?
Top 5 ending album tracks, right? Is it closing tracks?
So we did opening tracks.
Tracks before. Now we got to close the album out.
So
right?
I really
a great song.
I
right?
really like this.
Yeah.
I really like this idea because
finish strong, right?
Yeah.
well, I love albums, right?
Yeah.
And nobody listens to albums anymore. It feels like
It
anyway.
feels like it.
But nobody listens to albums anymore in in my jaded eyes. But
Mhm.
I like the flow of an album, and I really like when it closes strong, or even closes on like a downtrodden dark note. I mean, there's so many different ways you can close an album
Mhm.
that really kind of just bring it all home and just leave you sitting in your seat going, "Whoa, wow, that was awesome."
That was
So,
awesome. Well, I'm gonna.
if
go
you don't listen to an album and get that, you're not doing it right.
No,
You're not
listen
doing
to it
right.
all the way through. All the way through.
Top 5.
Top
Steve.
5. I'm going first. In my number 5 track, this was hard because, number 5 is usually hard. You're like, what is gonna go there?
Are we supposed to go in
what
order?
are we doing?
Or is like, here's my list in no particular order?
Well, you can try to go in order. You can try.
If you want, we go in order. If you don't want to, whatever. Horrible guess.
Just do it.
Let's do it. My number 5 is gonna be "Global Warming" from Gojira.
Yeah.
Was what's
From Mars to Sirius.
From Mars to Sirius. I was blanking on the album title.
By the way, whenever he says "fucking," we got to drink. So,
Apparently,
it's an old tradition. He says it a lot.
Great ending to a great album. And if you don't like Gojira, that's fine. But if you do like Gojira, go on their YouTube page and watch their live studio version of Global Warming on there. It's an amazing song. Great closing track from that album. Good.
That album deserves some love
It
too
does,
because
it
it's really a crusher. Like
Amazing.
honestly, every album by them is great. Even starting out their first album,
Mhm.
I think I talked about on top 5 debut albums.
You did.
Every album they do is great. That album it's kind of like their. It's cliche to say this, right? It's super cliche, but it's kind of like their Master of Puppets, right? Where it's just a banger from start to
It
finish.
is, yeah.
So
It's good.
That wasn't a debut.
no, this
Okay,
wasn't
no,
either.
This
This wasn't either.
No.
Yeah, you kind of lost track.
Okay.
Calm down.
No.
Okay.
Debut albums is another episode. I was just referring that I
Yeah,
mentioned it
yeah.
before.
Oh, okay.
We'll go number 4, and that's Scene 9, Finally Free, from Metropolis Part 2, Scenes from
Really?
Memory. Yes.
Really?
Yes. This is...
Okay, I'm gonna let you talk
It's
about
really... Because this album, from start to finish, is so amazing. I can literally...
it. Tell the people who it's
Listen
by,
to it.
just because you haven't said yet.
It's by Dream Theater. Sorry, I thought I did. But it's by Dream Theater. Listen to this. I saw it live in Cleveland, Ohio, I think. You saw it at the Wiltern
In
or
Los
something,
Angeles,
Los
yeah.
Angeles. Amazing album from start to finish. I can literally listen to this album all the time from start to finish. If I got an hour and 20 minutes to kill, there you go. Listen to that son of a bitch.
It's a fantastic album.
It
but
ends amazing. It
all
ends
the
good.
ending Dream Theater
Yeah.
songs. That one?
Oh, I got another Dream Theater song.
Oh, he's doubling up.
I'm doubling up.
Okay. Continue.
Doubling up.
Continue.
Okay, calm down. My number 3, AC/DC, Night Prowler.
Night Prowler.
Night Prowler.
You went Night
I
Prowler.
went Night Prowler.
Interesting. I know you've always loved that
I
song.
love that.
Yeah,
Song.
I
It's
know
such
you
a
do.
fucking creepy song, and
It
to
is.
end that album with that song, because that album is just all the way.
It's a
through.
banger.
Banger.
It's a
banger
banger,
of a
yeah.
fucking album.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That album's a fire pistol.
God, it's so good. And that song is just so just. It should have been like on. I think I mentioned it. It's one of those creepy songs from our Halloween episode. That song is so. I probably did, but that song's so creepy and just
Did we
eerie.
do creepy songs in the Halloween episode?
Yeah,
Did we
something
do
like
that?
that. Something like horror songs, maybe, whatever. But I'm gonna go number 2.
I don't remember too many beers.
Yeah, it's
Too many
too many beers. Number 2.
Not Bud Light. Number 2.
Number 2. Who does number 2 work for? I'm gonna go "Hollow Be Thy Name" from Iron Maiden from Number of the Beast.
Okay, that's a good one.
It's a good one. Huh?
It's a good one. Classic.
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 It's a good. I'm surprised that wasn't like on track 1 or something like that. They ended that album with that song. It's great fucking ending.
It's a great closing track.
closing
I mean,
track.
it kind of fits the list.
Yeah,
it's a
it does.
great fucking
It does.
closing
Great
track.
closing track. There you
Yeah.
go. Now number 1, back to Dream Theater, off of Octavarium.
Okay.
Octavarium. That song, 24 minutes long.
Yeah.
Okay. And some people are like,
way too long for this guy.
Who fucking listens to a 24-minute song? I tell you what, this guy does,
Yes.
and he cries. But, Dream Theater has long songs, like 12, 15-minute long songs, and they don't flow as well. You could kind of figure out, like, okay, the timing's changed here. Octavarium is a steady roller coaster up. It just keeps going up, hits its climax, and steadily declines.
It has an arc. It definitely has an arc.
Great arc. Other songs don't. They go up and down, then back up and down.
And even Dream Theater songs do that a lot, right? So here's where I agree. Now, this song is not in my top 5, but it was close because it's an amazing piece of music.
It is.
It really is. And the biggest thing I've always liked about this song is being as long as it is. It's as long as 6 normal songs, basically.
As long as a television show.
So,
maybe longer. 30 minutes.
But if it's structured and flows so perfectly, it feels like it's half that length.
Yeah.
And it's great. It's great. It's a great
song. Great song. And
great.
just take 24 minutes out of a day and listen to it like on a drive or whatever. It'll your mind will be blown. That's all I gotta say.
You have to like psychedelic music a little bit.
A little bit.
Got
a lot of Pink Floyd influence in there too. So.
And there's all kinds. There's some ELP
Yeah.
influence in there. Some Yes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff going on in that
Yes.
song.
All right. Well, that's my top 5. Who's going next?
Me?
I guess
sure.
We'll do this guy.
All right.
We'll go
Not fair.
Can
Clockwise.
I go top down? No. Let's. Okay. So in 5th place, I most of the rest of my list is old shit because I'm not young. I don't know. But something from this century, actually, just last year, Killswitch Engage from the Atonement album.
I got that.
Interesting.
Bite the Hand That Feeds.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's I had that CD in my car for a while, and just listening to as an album, as a full album, I like the ride of it. This song, it's really heavy. It gets real fast and kind of thrashy during it. Towards the end of it, it breaks into this real grindy, chunky breakdown kind of a thing with like a long fade out.
Yeah.
And I really like the ending of it. The trailing off of it just feels like a really good ending on something.
Kind of like System of Machines.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what that is, but we do.
Nobody else knows that. But yes, actually, I very much like that.
They do know.
It's in our intro,
Yeah.
You don't hear the outro.
No, you don't.
True. I mean, actually, a lot like that. But it's got kind of a repetitive nature to the vocals during it, during the outro. It definitely stuck in my head. When I found out it was going to be this closers thing, I'm like, that's a good one, and that's one of the ones that came to me.
That's good. All right.
So
I'll check it out.
Moving, I really like that album. I mean, I like a lot of stuff from Killswitch, but that album, their most recent, I believe.
It is.
And it's a favorite. Next up is Polaris from Rust in Peace, Megadeth.
Rust in Peace. Polaris. Yes.
But
that's interesting.
That's good.
That's a really cool song.
That was my
ending it on it
actually,
it's kind of a blast in the face. I think I like that considering I just mentioned that I like how it's the slow trail off ending from Killswitch with that one. Most of the rest of my list is heavy endings. Ended strong,
blast you hard.
Yeah. The next one is actually fairly similar. Raining Blood from Slayer. Off of the
great
ending.
It's a great one. It's a great one.
That's in my honorable
mention.
Great.
Well.
It's an amazing song, and it just fucking kick you in the teeth.
Yeah,
right at the end.
It definitely does.
I don't think no more needs to be said about it. Like, if you like metal at all, you know that song.
Raining Blood, baby.
I don't need to explain that one. Hey, go take a listen to it. Fucking heard it, or you're not a metal fan.
Yeah.
See next. Wood from Alice in Chains.
I had a feeling you were going there.
I am a big Alice in Chains fan, and growing up in the era of CDs, when you listened to albums, you didn't have to make playlists, you didn't have random MP3 shit.
Yeah.
You listened to CDs. And it's one of those things, like, you hear the song towards the end of the song, you know that's the end of the album, right? Like, you know that that's where it is. And it's such a great song, you know.
It's very well written.
Yeah, it is very well. Yeah.
I'm not going to sing it, but it just kind of ends on that.
But
for not a metal song.
he wants to sing.
I do.
He wants to.
But it just ends on that.
Yeah.
Just that fade out.
Yeah. The dissonant guitar too.
Yeah.
Extremely dissonant guitar chords.
Absolutely, yeah.
Very out of tune with Lane's voice, but purposefully, right? It's meant to be that way. It's after such a beautiful melodic song, even though it's not a light song, it's pretty heavy towards the end.
Well, definitely for Alice in Chains, like that. I mean, the whole album of Dirt was their heavier foray,
right?
Considering the
dark, super dark and heavy.
Yeah, more.
And Wood is still dark, but it's got this melodic sense to it.
Yeah.
And then you end on that. I mean, it pretty much sounds just like that.
Yeah.
Well,
but it's purposeful and it works. It really works.
Yeah.
Korn just made a cover of that. Yeah. And it's pretty dark. Yeah. They made it darker almost, but
it's only a matter of time before he brought up Korn.
You're
how it wasn't in your top five? I'm shocked.
Lucky Korn was in my top five.
Shocked. Fucking shocked. God, I thought we'd go one episode with avoiding Korn and Slipknot. I'm like, we're doing top 5 ending songs. Great, Korn and Slipknot won't be there. Here we are. Anyway, what's your number one?
So number one, I mentioned before, my number one band growing up, Metallica.
Uh-huh.
I got to go to Metallica. I got to go to one of the most. There's two of them, but I went with this one. The first song I thought of with closing songs is Dyer's Eve.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Brutality.
Just brutality.
Pure brutality.
When just the double bass.
The double
kick.
Yeah.
That song,
I just love the way that
the breakdowns ends. In that song, and it just, just kicks.
Love the way it ends, and it's just again, when you listen to albums regularly, you know, you get that. Oh, you know, after the end of one song, you can almost sing the opening line or the open melody of the next song because it's baked into your brain of what comes next. They're separate songs, but you know what's coming next as if it were all one long song or something like that. And, you know, I know that at this song, as it comes to a close, like that's the end of the CD. I'm going to, back to the top or whatever. So,
and the flow of that album is nasty too, because it's a long album, right? All the songs are really long, drawn out, but it's almost exhausting, but in a good way, right? It's a very exhausting album in a good way. And then you get to Live Is to Die. The instrumental.
Yeah, it gives that kind of just a little bit of a.
It does. It's heavy. It's heavy, but
it's more grindy and not so fresh.
Right. It's heavy, but still kind of lumbering and kind of has a really melodic middle section.
And then of course you take the vocals out. And
right.
Then come back.
And then you just go right into Dyer's Eve, and it just crushes.
Yeah, and I listened to that one a lot. Like towards the end of high school, I had like a big subsystem in my car, and everybody's bumping rap, and I would break out "And Justice for All," which has a very heavy mixed kick that like does great to listen. So everybody's blasting their bumping their rap, and I've got Dyer's Eve.
With the double kick.
That would be me too.
Yeah, with the double kick.
I listen to that song a lot.
Yep.
There you go.
So that's my number one.
All right.
What do you got, Mr.?
So this one was really tough for me.
Yeah.
This list was really tough for me because this is kind of my jam. I'm kind of an album. Here we go with the snob word again. I always fall back on that. I'm kind of an album snob. I really like albums. I like how they flow. I like the idea of structure and stuff like that, and getting to a closing song and closing it out right. So it was tough. I had a really long list that I had to narrow down. So my list of honorable mentions is going to be pretty long, and I'm going to give it to you whether you fucking want it or not. So,
God damn. I'm scared.
So I'm going to number 5. I'm going to start with "Diary of a Madman" by Ozzy Osbourne.
Really? Right.
I love the acoustic playing in this song from my boy Randy Rhoads, and the way it transitions into the electric guitar and kind of floats back and forth between the acoustic and the electric, which is very common in metal, right? Sure. It works, but this is one of the early pioneers of that, right? His album came out in in 1980, I believe. And right after, it's the second album Ozzy did, but the first album he did came out, and then the second album came out like right after that, because they used to do back then. And so it was right after he left Black Sabbath, and Ozzy's melodies are really haunting in the song. His lyrics are really haunting, and it's really Ozzy at his peak of a singer when he could do so much with his voice and in line with what the guitars were doing. And there's this weird little off time kind of hiccup beat in the verses too, which is kind of interesting. It's different, you didn't hear a lot of that in modern hard rock music at the time. It's just a great song and a very dark, haunting song. It's almost kind of Black Sabbath-esque, but with a little bit more dynamic guitar playing because of what Randy Rhoads could do at the time. So
it's a good one.
Number 4, I'm going with Hollow by Pantera.
That was another one.
So,
that's in my honorable mentions.
Yeah,
me too. Good one.
It's a good one.
It's an amazing closing song because very similar to Diary of a Madman, except different, right? Because Diary of a Madman kind of alternated back and forth. Hollow starts out as this really slow, dark, kind of downtrodden song, and then just turns into this beast of a groove metal song at the end, which is what Pantera does, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're the quintessential groove metal band. And it doesn't go thrashy or anything like that, like Metallica. It just goes into this Pantera kind of groove riff that's just like mean and heavy as hell, and just has so much emotion and power behind it that it's kind of infectious to me. Like I can't get enough listening to that song.
It's a good song.
It's great. Number 3. I almost forgot. I almost had to look it up, but I remembered. I remember it's Hallowed Be Thy Name.
Oh, I thought I might.
Well, I had that.
So
I had that 2, right? Or 3.
Did you have that
Here,
2?
3 or 2.
2 like also or number 2?
2.
Okay, so you did have it.
I did have it.
I know.
Yes.
But it's a great song. It's probably still my favorite Iron Maiden song, although there's plenty that will challenge it. Yeah. Yes, there is, but it's such a great classic Iron Maiden song, and it ends that album on such a high note.
Yeah,
that because I love that album. It's a fantastic album. Don't get me wrong, it's a classic, but I feel like the 2 songs leading up to that are the 2 weakest songs in the album.
Yeah,
and then Hallowed Be Thy Name comes in and just destroys everything. Like it's just
brings it back around.
Yes, it's just great. It's a fucking fantastic song. So, the riffs. By the way, before I almost moved on, but just gotta mention the riffs.
Okay,
love the riffs in that song. There's so many great riffs. I love playing it on guitar, playing the 2 different ends of the harmony. It's great. Anyway, number 2. So I'm gonna go Metallica on this one, and I'm gonna go a little off board. I'm gonna go the Outlaw Torn from the Load.
Was in my honorable mentions as
well. It's one of my favorite songs they've ever done, and a lot of people hate on the Load album, but there's so many great songs on that album, and this is a prime example. I love the feel and the mood of this song. I really can't get enough of it. It's different. Like it's kind of almost hard to quantify without listening to it. It's a little bit Alice in Chains, but but longer, more drawn out, almost more kind of doomier sounding.
Right.
And there's just from the bass line to Hetfield's kind of subdued vocals, but then when he brings it up in the chorus, when he sings that and he hits the higher notes, and the interlude vocals when he kind of lets loose and does a lot with his voice, which he wasn't always known for before that. Yeah. But then he really became a great singer. Yeah, and even the guitar solo from Kirk is nasty. It's chaotic. It's chaotic and messy, but nasty as hell. I love it. I love playing it too. It's fun. It's. I
remember we jammed to
it. We used to cover it. We used to cover that song, and it had so much fun. I had so much fun playing that.
I love seeing the chorus. Chorus was fun.
Yeah, and the volume swells, the mood that's there, the outro, everything. It's just it's a really, really great song that's kind of that's pretty much a deep cut. I mean, it qualifies as a total deep cut.
I love it.
It's definitely a deep cut.
Did they? I can't remember. Did they play it on the new S&M?
Both S&Ms.
Both
They put it on both S&Ms.
I know that was on one. I can't remember.
It's
if it was on
fucking
two.
amazing
It
on
is.
both.
It is.
It's really amazing in the first one, and it's even more amazing in the newer one. Yeah, it's great with the symphony and everything. So yeah, it's fucking awesome. So number one, this is kind of ones that you could also call a deep cut. It's called "Like Suicide" by Soundgarden.
No, okay,
And
sure.
I've always really loved this
Number
song.
one, huh?
Yeah, I think so because I mean it has more meaning after.
Oh yeah.
Frankly, after Chris Cornell killed himself.
Yeah.
So it has a little bit more meaning, but
Very dark song.
it's
Crazy.
but I like dark music, so there you go. And there's everything about this song I love. I love the super moody intro, kind of it's almost atonal.
Yeah.
But then when Chris Cornell's vocals come in, he adds so much melody and heart to it.
Yeah.
And then he brings it up later, and then the music picks up later and turns into this big epic song with a lot of melody, not just from Chris, but also from the guitars and everything. It just kind of crescendos into this. I love the guitar solo in it, and I just kind of love where it goes and the feeling and the melody in the song. It's just kind of different. It's not as punchy as most Soundgarden songs are. Now they have a lot of slower songs too, but it kind of melds the two. Because it has some heaviness to it, but it's very deliberate pace, and it's just kind of an epic song for them. And they weren't always known for their epic songs. They were known for their grungier songs, but they did so much more than that. They're such a versatile band, and this and people miss that a lot with them. And this song is a prime example of that. So.
Right.
It's definitely my number one. I'm going with honorable mentions. I don't give a fuck what you have to say.
Dude,
Shut up,
let's do
Steve.
it. One of mine, Metallica, Call of Cthulhu.
Oh yeah,
It's great.
That's
It's great.
That was that one was close on my list.
Yeah, mine too.
So I had another Metallica song, "Spit Out the Bone," from
fucking
their newest album, and the fucking
that
closing
fucking
song on
song's
that
amazing.
is stupid ridiculous. It's great. "Warriors of the North" by Amon Amarth. I mean, it's just awesome. "Learning to Live," Dream Theater. "Final Exit" by Pantera. Woo! Freudian slip. Fear Factory, which invokes Pantera a little bit
What
here
about
and there.
Expiration Date from Fear Factory?
No, Final Exit.
You go
Final Exit is amazing. The lyrics, everything in that
I like
song.
that one too. Yeah.
My Spirit by Lacuna Coil.
That's good.
Great. I love the guitar solos, everything. And Feelin' by Van Halen. I think I mentioned that once before.
Probably.
Maybe not.
Van Halen fan.
But it's a great fucking Van Halen song. Great Eddie solo. Yeah. That's my honorable mentions.
I got Freedom by Rage Against the Machine.
And almost made. Oh, one more. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but Freedom, yes, but also there's multiple Pink Floyd songs.
Yeah.
So I just want to mention Pink Floyd.
Just in general.
Pink Floyd.
Just
ending
throw
songs
them
in
in.
all their
Yeah,
albums.
exactly.
There you go. Bury Me in Smoke by
Down. That's a good
Their
one.
first album's amazing. This one's, it's not that great of a song, but since he passed away, it kind of is now. Linkin Park Numb to end Meteora is kind of a good song to end with.
So what are your honorable mentions, Rick?
Calm down. What about 87 Dust? You got Alpha.
Alpha's
and
good.
Alpha album, Face to Face.
Alpha's good.
No,
Face to Face is good.
Seven does.
Yeah, those are good. They
I
just
really
they
like
just-
that band. I couldn't think of any.
They just don't
None-
rise to the next.
Yeah,
Like,
None came to mind for closers.
I love those
Yeah,
songs.
those songs are
but they
good
just
closers.
don't. They're great. They just don't rise quite. to
yeah,
the next.
that's why they're honorable mentions. Into the Void.
Yes,
Black
that was
Sabbath.
that's a. I'm sorry I did not mention that one because that is fucking amazing.
And then
closing
I'll
song.
give one that probably no one knows. Mastodon Last Battle.
The Last
Hold on.
Baron. The Last Baron. I thought about that one too.
That
It's
was
great.
A good one. That was a good one. You know.
Great.
That's all I got. You know. Well, you got any more?
Honorable
Or
mentions?
honorable mentions?
No,
No,
I'm
that's
good.
it. Yeah,
You're
that's
easy,
it.
man.
Easy peasy.
It's easy.
Lemon squeezy, baby.
Well,
His beard
yeah.
carries the day.
You
You know,
Yes.
I don't always listen to albums
Yeah.
as albums, so and I just don't often think of closing songs. So a lot of the time, that's why I went mostly older when I did listen to more
Yeah.
album-based stuff. But,
Maybe you should.
maybe I should.
Maybe you should as
Because
well.
it's a part
Maybe
of
you
the
should.
ride.
Maybe
It's
you
like
should.
it's like a movie with a good climax,
Yeah.
or or a story with a good ending, or
Yeah.
whatever. It's any of that shit.
It's
So.
good. Well, I hope you
Good stuff.
enjoyed our top 5 closing tracks off albums.
What are yours?
comment, subscribe, like our videos, please, and tell us what you think.
Do you guys listen to albums anymore?
Yeah, do you?
Do you even know what a closing track is?
Probably no clue. They're fucking listening.
No, they do. I trust you.
No.
I trust you. Tell us your closing songs.
They're out there listening to WAP.
They've heard of them.
That's all
They've
WAP?
heard of what a CD is. Come on.
Wings and pizza.
What?
Signing off.